doing a short video for a local company here in town, you're still telling Grand Rapids' story to the outside world. And so the more we can align and play together, then I think the better the film community is going to grow here in town.
Anyone else?
Well, I'm just going off of that a bit. I worked in the industry for a bit before I went to school, but I was in film school locally at Compass College of Cinematic Arts at the height of the incentives. So, there was a lot of this, we were making, in like 2012, we made more films locally than some companies in LA did. We had so many resources, there was so much being thrown around, and things were booming constantly. And then when I graduated, you could get a sense locally where it was gradually doing this. And so obviously some people left, we lost a lot of really great people, but locally there was this big, I think, unspoken band around to make it work. There's always like, this industry is full of, well, make it work. We don't have this, make it work. So now, since 2016, I'm seeing a lot of growth of innovation and companies trying to revitalize the industry in their own small ways. I'm not trying to speak out of turn, but like Local the series is a really great example of that. And you have really great filmmakers locally trying to make them here, make series here, make films here. And going off of what Hugh said, I think there's still some work we need to do to share resources and come together. But organizations like aimWest is a great example. You guys are starting to do that because you have a panel of filmmakers and film professionals and film lovers, and it can start just as much as that right there. If that makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah, and our company was around since 2001. So we were working in film production before the incentives came. We were working all the way through the incentives, and we've been working since the incentives went away. And it never really changed anything for us as a company. We saw a lot of our friends and a lot of the people that we work with get a lot of work during the film incentive, and that was nice to see. As far as our company was concerned, we didn't see a lot of benefit yet for our company with the incentive specifically helping us. But it was definitely helping the industry grow, and that was a good thing to see, and it was helping retain people that we needed to help us do what we were doing as well. But when it went away, we saw a lot of friends leave and go to places like Atlanta or LA to follow the work. But we've also seen the people who were definitely the content creators stayed here, and they're still creating it, and that is part of the reason for Local the series, is to try to show that we are all still here. We were before and we are still since the film incentive, and try to raise awareness of the fact that the filmmakers and the people that want to produce movies and shows and commercials and everything are still here doing it. And I think a lot of people have the idea that the film industry left, and it really never did. It's still the same people that were here before are still here. So
We're making it work.
yeah.
Anybody else have anything to add to that?
Yeah, just quickly. My angle is not having been in the film industry. I just like going to movies. So, and I really believe in our young people. And so, really, this whole idea, I'm really big on ecosystems. I remember a conversation we had when Dave Rose was here from K Academy, since his left. But we had a meeting where we looked at all the different areas where we had assets in terms of people involved in the film industry and where we didn't. And one of the conversations that kept coming up was the access to capital for making the bigger films. And I think now that barrier has gone down quite a bit because, as Mosaic does, the kids can't even enter into the festival unless they shoot it and actually edit it on a mobile device, because that's a socio-economic kind of thing we're doing. So I do think that a good idea is good whether you shoot it on mobile, whether you have a whole crew, just like good music, acoustic or with a 60-piece orchestra. And so I do think that as we talk about this hub, we just need to pay attention to maybe gaps in our ecosystem. And I do think part of that is making sure we bring our younger generation along, because it's good for adults to do our thing, but I do think that we have to pay attention to the passing of the baton to make sure that we've got young people involved because they can't fall in love with film if they've never worked on a film set or they've never met anyone that's been in love with making film. And so to me and to Mosaic, it's purely about attraction or retention of talent. And we just happen to put them inside of some major this environment now, and Liz can speak to this as well, but we have HBO. I mean, the first year we did Mosaic, Sundance showed up, and we didn't understand why. And then now, actually HBO pays us to come and be a part of it. And so, which is really interesting, and since we got folks from Black Panther and Inception and all these folks are coming now, and I think what they understand is that we have to have a vested interest as an industry in our young people. Otherwise, we'll just be grown folks kind of talking to each other. So, there we go.
We really, at Mosaic, we really believe in lift as you climb. Like, we learn just as much as when we are educating our students. And it's oh my goodness. I just wish we could bring every single person in this room to a Mosaic film experience, because we have 400 high school students, half of which have never made a movie. And we try to showcase how, going off of the incentives, you have to make it work. You have to showcase what you have. You have to utilize what you have. And that brings innovation, that brings education, that is creative problem solving, that's teamwork. All of which we try to integrate in one small thing, making a group of kids work together to make a movie on this. And we found it's a great equalizer to help them learn not only to digest and ingest content, but create the content in their own agency and own voice.
All right, that actually touched on that later on in the technology portion of the conversation. You mentioned Compass Films. I don't know if many people are familiar with just some of the learning opportunities there are in instruction in filmmaking here. Liz, you probably could speak to a little bit about that, and maybe some of you could also just highlight some of your how your training and how you came up and what that looks like as a feeder, a pipeline beyond just the Mosaic experience, but just a little brief touch on what organizations or academic opportunities there are.
So a part of what I do is I taught over the summer at Grand Valley State University, which was awesome. In the process of making a movie, it takes many, many months to many years, and we jam-pack everything into 6 weeks to film students. And at Compass, I worked full-time for a couple years. I teach at Compass College of Cinematic Arts. I went to Compass College of Cinematic Arts. Before that, I was on set in my friend Joshua, who's a professional filmmaker, his backyard for years. That's what we did. Everyone did a little bit of everything. Liz, you're the AD, and I need you in this shot. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then from there, I wanted more of a professional, formal education, so I went to Compass. Film and what they were doing was really important to me because I'm not the average student. I'm dyslexic. Nor, classic educational outlets is really difficult for me because retaining, I have to do. And at Compass, my program was 14 months of intensive, you're doing and you're doing and you're doing. And the way that they taught and the way that a lot of Grand Valley teaches allowed me to showcase my work and be graded on my work, be graded on my effort, be graded on my creative thinking, and it led me all the way to be one of their first valedictorians, a dyslexic woman from Muskegon. I mean, thank you, film.
Welder.
Welder.
Right.
Yeah, my dad died wishing I was still a welder. It's okay. He will be satisfied. But a different curve, like since the incentives, that what you're seeing with education now is kids are begging for more hands-on, begging for more creative educational opportunities. Compass College of Cinematic Arts was originally Compass Film Academy. They became a college in 2010 with an associate's degree. Now there's a full bachelor's with plans in the future to have a master's degree. Grand Valley teaches wonderful, wonderful things. Like they teach great theory, great storytelling. They have award-winning filmmakers come in and speak and teach their classes. Joel Petrikis, who's a wonderful filmmaker locally, he teaches at Grand Valley. He also teaches at MSU. So there is a way for us to pay it forward and to be able to share our knowledge in an educational setting.
All right. Anybody else?
We love working with students from